What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, bringing you an absolutely dynamite video today. We are playing the Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and in today's video, we are testing out a third and final build for Maltok. This is going to be the strongest build's performance so far for Maltok to date. However, still not super duper impressive. We're going to talk about how, why, who, what, where, when, and get right into it. So, give me that like and sub, drop down into the description, join the Forge Discord. Here we go, baby. First off, the Maltok build I'm running here is pretty much welled out gear. He's got 5-star purple gear here with the R10 mask. The point of this R10 mask is the Master Tamer will trigger madness in the enemy units. Okay, at R0, at 0 stars, refinement 0, it's 10%. It only increases from there. So if you really get this to 3 or 4 stars, you can look at 30, 40, 50% chance to inflict madness on the enemy, okay? Now that's really strong with the Fellbeast units, all right? The Fellbeasts, actually, they are beasts here, as you can see, and they actually have 2 opportunities to trigger that madness every round instead of just 1. They have their dot from Vile Stench, which can tick and trigger the madness. Then they also have their standard auto attack. So the goal here was use a great combination of 3,200 of the Raiders, okay, the Warg Raiders with Maltok's Raider bonuses. Use these guys combined with the Fellbeast in order to generate lots of madness and some good overall damage, okay? We were facing against my free-to-play Ballin, slightly worse gear, Respect 5 Ballin here, running a Dwarven Axe Thrower build, okay, as you can see. And clearly, Maltok was able to put out some damage, but it did not quite trump over the enemy, okay? In fact, I actually took more damage than I put out, which was unfortunate, okay? The enemy axe throwers did a pretty good job. They wiped out my Fellbeast, and then they survived long enough to really beat up my other units as well, okay? So let's take a look and see what happened here. Oh, the build-wise, we didn't even talk about the build. So this is the like I said, the third and final build I'm going to test on Maltok. I haven't been very impressed with any of his builds. Unfortunately, his might stat is so low that if you run any type of commander damage, you're only hitting for 5,000 or 6,000 damage on some of these big hits, whereas a commander like Lurtz is hitting for like 12,000 to 15,000. Okay, so your damage is significantly mitigated due to your low might. The high speed is nice. It's going to give you an extra, 2% damage bonus from Pursuer. It's going to give you a bunch of extra damage bonuses on your Interrogator. So I decided to go the army route with him, where I'm running Easterling with 29 out of 29 to give myself good debuffs, good reduced damage received, good reduced physical damage received on proc. Got Interrogator and the stun in here, so the restraint combined with the Interrogator will be pretty nice. And then we've got the Warg Trainer for some bonus damage and a little bit of additional defense, okay? How did this build perform? That's a good question. You asked the right question. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday. Fun day to you, huh? Here we go. All right, so Raiders are madness immune, all right? Very nice. Let me just speak to a second. One of the problems with running Maltok's helmet, as we know, helmets are one of, if not the most valuable item on your commander because they give anti-crowd control abilities. So, in order to generate the madness from his R10 item, I had to drop stun immunity for my units. And that's an important fact here because Ballin has a stun in the first couple rounds of the fight, which, as you can see by Frightened here, it can be pretty effective. It's a 50% chance to stun for the first several rounds. And you can see here that the stun did kick off. Since I can't wear stun immunity anywhere, you will see this same round 1, round 2 stun against all kinds of other people. Gandalf will stun you for round 1. All the ring rates will stun you in round 1. There's a lot of commanders out there that have a stun in round 1. You will now be subject to a stun in round 1 in order to use the Fellbeast, the Beast Helmet, okay? But check this out. Here the Fellbeast, as you can see, 2 chances to trigger Master Tamer. They auto-attack for 3,000 on the Master Thrower. Then they apply a dot on the Master Thrower. Neither one of those triggers, unfortunately. It's only 10% at 0 refinement. But if I get that up to like refinement 3, I mean, it could be pretty nasty. All right. The Fellbeasts are now stunned going into round 2. The Raiders are stunned going into round 2. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go into round 3. Maltok is now going to trigger Interrogator on all the units. You can see your 155.3% damage received for the next 1 turn if they get stunned or maddened. Here is a Fellbeast hitting the Guardians with 2 hits. No madness there, unfortunately. That's okay. The Raiders finally getting some damage off here in round 3 for 12,000 damage. We need to see what happens in round 4 when they get stunned. All right. Here we go into round 4. Madness still has not triggered off the Fellbeasts. However, I did stun the Guardians and the Master Throwers with Restraint. This is going to mean that my Raiders are stunned. Can't get any damage off. Oh my gosh. That's the problem, guys. No stun immunity means you're going to get stunned. When all your damage is reliant on one single unit and they get stunned because you don't have stun immunity, all you can do is thank yourself. All right, so they have lost the Interrogator damage bonus there. Here we go. The Raiders going into round 5. 16,000 damage on the enemy Ram Riders. Now keep in mind, guys, there is a lot of Raiders alive right now. Let's look. How many Raiders are alive? I have 2,700 Raiders. That's the equivalent of 5,400 infantry. So imagine 5,400 anti-cavalry infantry attacking a Ram Rider and only dealing 16,000 damage. You might as well just run Halberdiers with no bonuses. Halberdiers with no bonuses would hit harder than the Raiders with the 30% damage bonus. Okay? That's the problem. The Raiders just don't have enough damage to get it out. I wish they did, but they do not. I mean, that's the tail of the tape, guys. There's not really a whole lot else to say. Unfortunately, Maltok did not get the performance that I wanted. I would say even if he was able to attack with the Raiders in rounds 1 and 2 and they weren't stunned, what are we looking at? 15,000 damage around. So another 30k damage output. Another 30k damage output would still put us at a 30k loss to this Ballin, because Ballin had 30k in healing to offset the damage. 30k in damage output would put my damage equal to Ballin's damage. Okay? So, unfortunately, guys, I would say there might be a couple situations where this build would be okay against someone who doesn't have any sort of crowd control or debuffing. But unfortunately, in today's review, I am going to rank Maltok. I think previously he was ranked in the B+/A- range as far as early game performance. I am dropping him significantly down. We're going to recap Maltok today, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll do a B-, unfortunately. So Maltok, I would not recommend using him for PvE or PvP at this time due to his low stats and current skill setup. Thank you for watching, ladies and gents. Happy Monday Fun Day. I love you all a long time. Randy out.